What if you were invited to understand what your awareness truly senses in the first 3 hours after your physical journey concludes? And what if this understanding, drawn from timeless wisdom, could completely reshape your perception of life's greatest transition? Before we delve into these profound insights that will gently challenge your perspective, I encourage you to join our community and turn on notifications. This knowledge could genuinely transform how you see existence itself. So, consider liking this video and sharing it with someone who might find peace in this truth. Have you ever deeply pondered what unfolds for your consciousness the moment your heartbeat ceases? Many people navigate their entire lives with a fear of this great unknown. But ancient teachings offer profound clarity on these pivotal first hours as your spirit shifts from the physical to the formless. In the moments ahead, I will share 3 transformative insights from these teachings that will forever alter how you view this transition, your awareness, and the journey that awaits us all. Timeless wisdom, shared through generations, speaks not of an abrupt ending, but of a graceful and intricate unfolding. It teaches that the very moment your physical body ceases, your spirit does not simply vanish toward a distant light. Instead, something far more meaningful occurs during what can be called the period of gentle release. Here, a truly profound insight emerges. In the first hour after this transition, your consciousness is said to maintain a soft connection to the physical vessel through what some have called a final thread of light. This gentle tether to the world you knew holds your awareness in a space of quietude as your spirit prepares for the next stage of its journey. Think of it like this: when you are moving from one home to another, you don't instantly teleport. There is a moment of pause, of packing your memories, and of preparing for the path ahead. This is a beautiful description of what happens to awareness in its final farewell. The teachings explain that the soul enters a state of serene reflection, where it begins to process the tapestry of the life that has just been woven. But what offers a deeper perspective is this is not a dramatic replay of events flashing before your eyes, as some accounts suggest. Rather, it is a calm, centered assessment of the lessons embraced, the connections made, and the growth of your spirit. In just a few moments, I'll share the story of a soul's peaceful passage and how this understanding brought immense comfort to those left behind. These teachings consistently describe the second hour of this journey as the period of connection. This is when that final thread of light begins to dissolve, and your awareness starts to free itself from earthly concerns. It is during this phase, a deep knowing suggests, that the soul becomes gently aware of the presence of loved ones who have journeyed before. This creates what could be called a reunion of spirits. And here is where our understanding deepens immensely. During this second hour, the departing soul can still convey its presence to family on earth, though not with physical words or signs. Instead, this connection flows through what might be called the heart's intelligence, a direct spirit-to-spirit communion that goes beyond all physical limits. This helps to explain why so many people feel a clear presence of their loved ones shortly after they pass, or perceive what they describe as gentle reassurances. According to this wisdom, these are not creations of your imagination or wishful thinking. They are real, tranquil communications taking place during this vital period of transition. We can find a perfect example in the story of a woman who, after her husband's passing, felt his presence so clearly that she could sense his state of peace and received an inner guidance on navigating her own path forward. The wisdom confirmed that her husband's spirit was indeed reaching out to her, providing a deep sense of comfort and a shared peace between their souls. Now, a teaching shares an insight that offers a truly transformative perspective. The third hour is when the soul makes a clear choice about its ongoing path. This is not about being judged by some force outside of yourself, but about your own soul's readiness and the journey it knows it must continue. During this crucial hour, called the time of inner knowing, your consciousness gently reviews its entire history, accessing the great tapestry of its existence. This tapestry, described in many traditions as a book of life, holds every intention, every action, and every experience from all of your soul's journeys. And there is something even more beautiful about this process. The wisdom reveals that during this third hour, the soul doesn't just wander through its past. Instead, it mindfully observes the patterns, the relationships, and the lessons that directly shape the next phase of its growth. Consider this: imagine you are a traveler, reviewing all your past journeys on a map before deciding where to go next. You wouldn't look at it randomly. You would specifically look at the lands you've known well, the terrain that challenged you, and the skills you still wish to cultivate. This is precisely how this passage is described. The most beautiful story of this process speaks of a soul that had just transitioned and was calmly choosing between two paths: one, to return soon to life to resolve a particular lesson of love, or two, to remain in the spirit realm to serve as a beacon of comfort for others. This wisdom showed that this choice was made in this third hour, based on the soul's own quiet assessment of its path and its desire to serve. This completely changes our view of this passage from a passive event to an active, conscious journey where your soul is the gentle master of its own eternal voyage. According to this wisdom, after these initial 3 hours, the soul enters what is known as a period of integration. This can feel like mere moments or a longer season, depending on the soul's growth and its attachments to physical existence. The teachings explain that souls who lived with a strong focus on the material world, holding tight to possessions, status, or certain outcomes, may need a longer period of integration. These souls often remain in a tranquil space, a borderland realm close to the physical world, where they can gently release their earthly ties. In contrast, souls who nurtured a deep spiritual awareness during their lives through practices like meditation, selfless service, and a conscious connection to spirit move much more gracefully through this period and into higher states of awareness. This is where these teachings become a guide for your life in this very moment. It is consistently emphasized that how we choose to live our physical lives directly shapes our journey of transition. The more conscious awareness we cultivate while we are here, the smoother and more beautiful our journey onward becomes. But there is a more profound insight that this wisdom reveals about this process. The integration period isn't only about letting go of earthly things. It's also when the soul begins to fully embrace its true spiritual nature and purpose across many lifetimes. During this phase, souls often experience what can be called an expanded awareness. They can perceive their connection to other souls they've journeyed with across countless experiences. This includes understanding the deep spiritual purpose behind their earthly relationships, both the joyful ones and the challenging ones. The story of a wise doctor, an early supporter of bringing these spiritual ideas to the world, provides a powerful illustration. After the doctor's passing, his partner sought guidance on his spiritual state. The wisdom shared revealed that he was experiencing this expanded awareness, seeing his soul's mission across time, including his role in helping anchor this very wisdom for others. The account showed that the doctor's soul was actively choosing to continue its work of healing and consciousness from the spiritual realm. This demonstrates that our journey of service doesn't end, it simply transforms into a new expression. Here is an insight that may truly expand your understanding of life's continuity. The wisdom reveals that during this integration period, souls can actually have a gentle influence on the physical world through what could be called a magnetism of the spirit. This is not about startling apparitions, but rather about the soul's ability to attract circumstances and people that support the spiritual growth of those still on their earthly path. A beautiful story tells of a mother who, after her transition, was able to gently guide her daughter toward meeting a life partner through a series of what seemed like fortunate coincidences. This teaching revealed that the mother's loving consciousness was operating from a place of peace, helping to ensure her daughter's path of growth continued in a way that served her highest good. This phenomenon explains why many people report experiencing meaningful alignments or receiving unexpected support during times of grief or significant change. These teachings suggest these are not random occurrences, but gentle, purposeful assistance from souls who have transitioned, but remain connected through unending bonds of love and service. What is even more remarkable is the wisdom that describes a beautiful order of spiritual support that exists beyond our world. Souls that have cultivated higher levels of compassion and understanding during their time on earth become beacons of light or guardian spirits. For souls still journeying in the physical, it is taught that advanced souls form councils of light that compassionately watch over the growth and well-being of those on earth. These councils operate in harmony with universal laws of spiritual unfolding, ensuring that each soul receives precisely the experiences and opportunities it needs for its own evolution of consciousness. The story of a young child beautifully illustrates this system of gentle guidance. When the boy was facing a severe illness, his grandmother, who had passed 2 years prior, began to appear in his dreams, sharing insights about healing plants and simple changes to his diet. When the child's mother sought to understand these dreams, the wisdom she received confirmed that the grandmother's spirit was indeed offering loving guidance from the other side. By following this spiritual guidance, the young boy made a full recovery that left his doctors amazed. This story demonstrates how the consciousness of our departed loved ones can work in harmony with the healing forces of nature to bring protection and well-being to those still on their physical journey. Here is another profound insight from this wisdom that completely reframes the relationship between our life and its continuation. A timeless teaching says that the soul's experience during those first 3 hours is deeply shaped by the spiritual practices and awareness cultivated during physical life. Souls who practiced regular meditation, lived from the heart, and engaged in spiritual study find that they go through a conscious transition. They remain fully present and centered throughout the entire process. These souls are even able to offer comfort to other souls who are transitioning at the same time, creating a beautiful network of support that connects all dimensions. Conversely, souls who live purely materialistic lives, without a connection to their deeper spirit, may experience a sense of spiritual disorientation during this period. These souls often receive gentle assistance from more advanced spirits to help them understand their new state of being and navigate the realms of light. This is why these teachings consistently highlight the importance of spiritual preparation throughout our lives, not just at the end. Daily spiritual practice, it is taught, creates a kind of spiritual momentum. This momentum carries our awareness smoothly through the transition and into a state of expanded peace. What makes these insights about our final journey so powerful is their consistency, passed down through various traditions over countless years. Whether the wisdom speaks of a soul that has just departed or one from ages past, the same universal principles emerge time and again. According to this understanding, this transition is not an end, but a graduation. It is a movement from one classroom of learning to the next. The first 3 hours represent a period of quiet reflection, where the soul can review all it has learned and choose its next course of study. The teachings also reveal that this process is entirely natural and designed to be peaceful when we approach it with understanding. A deep-seated fear of this journey, one teaching suggests, actually arises from the soul's faint memory of challenging transitions in other lifetimes, not from anything dangerous within the process itself. This is why you are always encouraged to develop your spiritual awareness through meditation, prayer, and service to your fellow human beings. These practices not only enrich the quality of your physical life, but also ensure a smooth, conscious journey when the time comes to move onward. The practical value of this wisdom is immense. If you are moving through the grief of losing someone you love, these teachings provide comfort in knowing that their awareness continues and that the connection between your souls exists beyond the physical. If you are confronting your own mortality, whether through illness, age, or simply quiet contemplation, this wisdom offers a map for conscious preparation that can transform fear into a quiet anticipation of continued spiritual growth. And here is a truly profound aspect of preparing for this journey that many of us may not consider. There are specific spiritual exercises that can be practiced during life to help ensure our awareness remains clear during the transition. These exercises, which can be called meditations on release, involve the regular practice of separating your consciousness from physical sensation in states of deep meditation. By learning to gently detach your awareness from the body while still alive, your soul develops the inner skill needed to remain conscious during the final transition. It is taught that souls who master this are able to choose the timing of their passing, working in harmony with their spiritual guides to ensure their journey serves the highest good for all. This is not about forcing an outcome, but about a conscious collaboration with the natural laws of spirit. There is a story of a wise woman who had studied these teachings for many years and practiced daily meditation. She was able to consciously embrace her moment of passing during a terminal illness. Her family shared that she became suddenly very peaceful and clear, spending her last hours offering loving guidance to her children before she transitioned serenely, just as she had quietly known she would. This level of conscious preparation represents the ultimate spiritual attainment, according to these wisdoms. The ability to approach life's greatest transition as a sacred ceremony rather than an unknown to be feared. What makes these teachings so relevant today, especially for those in a culture filled with anxiety about this natural process? Unlike ancient traditions that have always emphasized preparing for this journey, our modern world often avoids speaking of it until it is upon us. This wisdom provides a bridge between those seeking spiritual truth and the timeless understanding of a conscious transition. The teachings suggest that the reason many people fear this passage is because they have lost connection with their own spiritual nature during their lives. When the physical world is the only reality you acknowledge, the transition can appear as a complete ending rather than a spiritual continuation. It has always been taught that regular spiritual practice, whether through meditation, selfless service, or the study of life's deeper principles, it gradually awakens your consciousness to its own eternal nature. This awakening transforms the entire experience from a feared conclusion to a celebrated new beginning. For those of you who wish to cultivate your own spiritual awareness, this wisdom offers clear guidance on practices that support both your journey on earth and a peaceful transition when the time comes. This timeless knowledge continues to be preserved and shared, available to anyone seeking a deeper understanding of awareness, life's great cycle, and spiritual unfolding. What is particularly significant about these revelations is how they align with modern explorations of consciousness and near-life experiences. Researchers today have documented thousands of accounts that show remarkable parallels to this ancient wisdom about awareness continuing beyond the physical. The consistency between these timeless teachings and modern findings provides compelling insight that this transition is not the end of consciousness, but rather a doorway to an expanded state of being. As we come to the close of this reflection on the first 3 hours of our great journey, it is important to remember that this knowledge is not meant to create fear, but to offer understanding and preparation for one of life's most sacred transitions. The wisdom consistently emphasizes that this passage is as natural as being born, and that souls who live with awareness, compassion, and a heart of service experience it as a beautiful graduation, not a fearful unknown. The stories and insights we have explored today are but a small stream flowing from a great river of wisdom about awareness, life's transition, and spiritual evolution. The complete body of these teachings offers even deeper perspectives into the nature of your soul's existence and its ongoing journey of growth. Whether you are seeking comfort in a time of grief, preparing for your own journey onward, or simply curious about the nature of awareness beyond the physical form, These teachings offer a profound and timeless perspective that has brought peace and understanding to countless people. If this reflection has opened your mind to new possibilities, I invite you to subscribe to our channel and activate notifications so you do not miss our future explorations of spiritual growth, healing, and the beautiful nature of human consciousness. Please like this video if it offered you a moment of peace, and share it with someone who might benefit from this profound truth about life, its continuation, and our spiritual existence. Your presence and support help us continue to bring these important teachings to all who are ready to receive them. Remember, according to this timeless wisdom, every soul is on a journey of unfolding that continues far beyond this physical life. Understanding this process can transform not only how we approach our transition, but how we choose to live each moment of our earthly lives with greater purpose, compassion, and a peaceful heart.